The kitchen table in the old craftsman house on Maple Street still bore the faint scars from years of family dinners, scratches from toy trucks, a burn mark from a forgotten casserole. Now it held only a manila folder, a stack of printed emails, and 3 coffee mugs gone cold. Outside, the New England October had already started turning the leaves crimson and gold, as if the maples knew something about slow recovery that Daniel Harper did not. Daniel sat across from his son Trevor, 29 and still wearing the same guarded expression he'd had at 16. Beside Trevor was Ranata, his wife of 4 years, arms crossed, eyes fixed on the grain of the oak like it might offer an escape. Daniel had called this meeting after weeks of voicemails that went unanswered, texts that got read but never replied to, and one forwarded invoice from Renata's accounting firm that listed charges for consulting services Daniel had never authorized. The money wasn't huge, $8,000, but the lie behind it felt like a canyon. He could have yelled. He could have lawyered up, cut them off, nursed the wound in silence like his own father had done after every family fracture. Instead, he spoke quietly. "I printed everything," Daniel said, sliding the folder toward them. "Bank statements, the emails, the invoice. I'm not here to accuse, I just want to understand." Trevor shifted. "Dad, it's not. Let me finish." Daniel's voice stayed level. "For 2 months, you've dodged me. Calls go to voicemail. When I ask what's going on, I get invoices instead of answers. If I'm wrong, tell me. Show me where I'm wrong." Ranata opened her mouth, closed it. Trevor stared at the table. Daniel waited. The clock on the wall ticked. Outside, a neighbor's leaf blower droned like distant static. Finally, Trevor spoke. "We were short. The mortgage adjustment hit, then the car needed a new transmission. Ranata said she could handle it through work, bill it as a client expense, and fix it later. I told her it was risky. She said it was temporary." Renata's jaw tightened. "I was going to pay it back before anyone noticed. I didn't want to ask for help again." Daniel nodded slowly. "So, you forged my signature on the authorization form?" Silence. "I didn't forge it," Ranata said. "I used an old one and scanned it. It was stupid. I panicked." Trevor looked at his wife for the first time since they sat down. "You told me it was clean." "I said it would be clean," she corrected. "Eventually." Daniel leaned back. "That's the part that hurts more than the money. The versions don't match. One of you knew it was wrong from the start. The other thought it would magically fix itself." He didn't raise his voice. He just let the words sit there like stones on the table. Trevor rubbed his face. "I should have asked you straight up. I was ashamed we'd need help again. After the wedding loan, after grad school. I wanted to prove we could stand on our own, and I wanted to protect him from feeling like a failure," Ranata added quietly. "So I took the shortcut." Daniel looked between them. "Shortcuts don't protect anyone. They just dig the hole deeper until someone falls in." For the next 2 hours they talked. Not shouted. Not stormed out. Questions only. "Why didn't you call? What were you afraid I'd say? When did the lie start feeling normal?" Trevor admitted he'd seen the scanned signature weeks earlier and convinced himself it was no big deal. Ranata confessed she'd intended to repay it quietly, but the firm's audit came sooner than expected. Daniel shared how the silence had felt like the slow death of their Sunday calls, the one ritual they'd kept alive after the divorce, after his ex-wife moved to California, after Trevor became the only bridge between scattered pieces. At one point, Trevor stood up, walked to the window, stared at the red leaves drifting across the lawn. "I thought if I avoided you long enough, it'd blow over. Like when I was a kid and broke the garage window." Daniel almost smiled. "You were 12. I grounded you for a month, then we fixed it together. This isn't a window." Trevor turned. His eyes were wet. I know, I'm sorry, Dad. Ranata reached for her husband's hand. He let her take it. We're both sorry, she said. I hate that we made you question whether you could still trust us. Daniel exhaled. I already don't trust the same way. That part's broken for now. But trust isn't all or nothing. It's built again, piece by piece. One honest conversation at a time. They didn't hug. They didn't promise everything would snap back to normal. But when they left, Trevor paused at the door. Sunday? He asked. Daniel nodded. Sunday. Same time. Bring coffee. We'll talk. No invoices. The door closed softly. Weeks passed. The first Sunday call was awkward. Short answers, long pauses, careful topics about weather and football. The second one went longer. Trevor mentioned a new project at work. Ranata asked about Daniel's garden. By the fourth Sunday, they laughed once about the time Trevor at 8 tried to fix the toaster with a butter knife and blew a fuse. It wasn't the easy rhythm of before. No one pretended the scar wasn't there, but they stayed on the line. They kept showing up. Outside, November stripped the maples bare. Then December dusted them with snow. By March, tiny buds appeared, green against gray, not red yet, not brilliant, but alive. Trust returned slowly, Daniel thought one Sunday as he listened to his son describe a weekend hike. His daughter-in-law teasing him about getting lost, like maple leaves turning red again after a hard winter. But it returns only when both people stay at the table. And they were staying.